We're going to look to the greatest investors of all time and seek their advice into how much Caspa we should hold into the 2025 bull market. We're going to tune into Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger while they talk about portfolio diversification. Those of us who have been fortunate enough to have money in our hands staring at the crypto charts since this spring and this summer have heard about this underlying narrative where the stronger cryptos, the Solanas, the AVAXs, these are going to gain strength and keep rising up, while your weaker cryptos like your Phantoms and your Hacks, these are going to die off and potentially zero out. We mention this because Caspa's testnet 11 is going to be the final straw to officially get in early. Once they upgrade from 1 block per second to 10 blocks per second, and we're going to take a look at the statistics on how fast Caspa is going to be compared to the market leaders, this can have a dramatic effect on the price, open the doors to the tier 1 listings, even allow new, better, faster ASICs to be created, thus making a massive rise in hash, thus increasing the network strength, and just underlying how this is the last chance. If you're fortunate enough to be in the market right now, you might very well be holding some of those cryptos that are going absolutely nowhere. And it's not too late to admit you're wrong. Switch to Caspa. The point being is it's not a mistake if you catch yourself midway and then rechange your direction before it's too late. Let's tune into Warren Buffett to get some information on portfolio diversification.
As practice generally makes very little sense for anyone that knows what they're doing. Diversification is a protection against ignorance. I mean, if you want to make sure that nothing bad happens to you relative to the market, you own everything. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that is a perfectly sound approach for somebody who does not feel they know how to analyze businesses. If you know how to analyze businesses and value businesses, it's crazy to own 50 stocks or 40 stocks or 30 stocks probably, because there aren't that many wonderful businesses that are understandable to a single human being in all likelihood, and to have some super wonderful business and then put money in number 30 or 35 on your list of attractiveness and forego putting more money into number 1 just strikes Charlie and me as madness. And it's conventional practice. Charlie?
Yeah, what he's saying is that much of what is taught in modern corporate finance courses is twaddle.
Those two lace into diversification for 20 minutes every annual Berkshire Hathaway meeting. On rare occasions, Munger will start making fun of the people teaching diversification, saying things along the lines of, the only reason why diversification is so widely practiced is because it's so profitable to teach. What were the recent behind the paywall altcoins people were pumping? Hello Labs? That almost looks like a rug pull it pulled down so fast. GFAL, in my opinion, is looking extremely weak coming into this bull market. We've also got QNT, KDA, Jasmy Coin, which is actually a token. In fact, all of these are tokens. And we actually teach this in the 24-point checklist. Tokens aren't on a main chain because they were never around to have a massive shelf life. A token is something like a video game. The players are going to play it. They're going to beat it. It's going to get old and it's going to get tossed away. And when you have these financial tokens like QNT, Jasmy Coin, KDA, they were never designed or built by the programmers or the team to have a long shelf life. If they were, they'd have their own chain. They are tokens. The underlying issue is the same as with everything else. Everyone's always going to be looking around for quick and easy ways to avoid putting in the work, gaining the skills. Let's take a look at Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger start talking about actual skills in trading.
They say, well, the whole secret of investment is diversification. That's the mantra. They've got it exactly back-assward. The whole secret of investment is to find places where it's safe and wise to non-diversify. It's just that simple. Diversification is for the know-nothing investor. It's not for the professional.
And there's nothing wrong with the know-nothing investor practicing it. It's exactly what they should practice. It's exactly what a good professional investor should not practice. But that's, there's no contradiction in that. A know-nothing investor will get decent results as long as they know they're a know-nothing investor, diversify as to time they purchase their equities and as to the equities they purchase.
That was Warren Buffett just saying that dollar cost averaging is for the know-nothing investor. And if you're just learning and getting started, that's a great way to do it. That's your best bet. But we should all be trying to push ourselves and learn more about trading so we can figure out when the peak and when the trough is going to take place. And that's what we teach inside of our Pattron group. And we do so with leverage trading callouts. Whether you've already got a huge bag of Caspa or you're sitting on some cash that you're looking to throw into the market, maybe you have an over-diversified portfolio. You're looking at 10 well spread out picks right now. You've got some quant maybe, you've got some Jasmy coins, some KDA, and you're starting to read the writing on the wall. Take a look at the 24-point checklist and the videos explaining each step, and you can prove to yourself. You don't have to take anybody's advice for it. You're going to turn on OpenAI, you're going to run through the 24-point checklist, and you're going to start doing a lot of reading, and you're going to realize you made a mistake, but you're going to save the day. Because you're going to turn around, you're going to buy a quality asset like Kaspa. Let's take a look at how powerful and fast Kaspa is going to be, comparing it to Solana, which is one of the industry leaders. Now remember, Solana's a proof of work, and we actually find all these data going through step 7 of the 24-point checklist. Once the upgrade happens, Kaspa's going to jump up from 1 block per second to 10. Solana is only at 2.5 blocks per second. But it's the transactions per second that really count, because now you're factoring in the block size with the blocks per second, and that's going to give you the TPS, which is the transactions per second, and that's what really counts. That's like the horsepower on a car. Kaspa's going to jump all the way up to 3,000 TPS, and Solana's hovering right around 4,000 TPS as we speak. So Kaspa's going to be right neck and neck with Solana, and this is at 10 BPS. Guess what comes next? And in my opinion, they're going to be working on this as opposed to smart contracts for the bull market. 32 BPS. Blowing Solana out of the water, becoming the fastest crypto on the market, and this all packaged into a proof of work, which is really what all of these lesser educated creators are talking about. Solves the trilemma. This is going to allow them to finally create a use case that they can bring into the world so people can use Caspa as a payment system. In the United States, you might see those people holding up the line at 7-Eleven while they're paying with their cell phone. Overseas, that's the only payment system they have for miles. There's not an ATM or a bank to be found. Everything's on the cell phone. So this is going to be huge. And this also gives an advantage to Caspa because, as we know, the United States, everything tech is run by Google, Microsoft, Amazon. Since they're already getting started overseas, this is a lot like Facebook versus MySpace. The network strength, they can get it built up overseas, where Google and these tech giants don't have such a stronghold because they don't have the hardware. Take a look at the 2 new trading plans that we have uploaded. One of them is, of course, for Caspa, and it goes over how we can find enough support in the middle of a breakout to be comfortable entering into a leverage trade. This is a great technical analysis and charting trick, and you can play this into, once you gain understanding from it, once you've watched it unfold between your own eyes, into helping you find peaks of tops and bottoms of lows throughout all your charting experiences. We have another trading plan as well, which is a top 100 coin. It's not one of these micro cap long shots. This one's about to make a massive move to the upside based on both the fundamentals and the technical analysis as well. You guys know that I'm a Caspa maxi, But I'm also a big fan of staying active, staying sharp. I love doing small account challenges. For me personally, I always use 1% or even 0.5%. Now that the bag's up to $250,000, I'm like, whoa, $1,000 is plenty for a leverage trade. Have you guys ever tried to close a winning $15,000 leverage trade? You're clearing the entire book. As a clue to you guys, you get one of these winning ones, break it off into little pieces because you'll get slippage even if you try to set a limit order. Because, you know, all the leverage buyers are like $200, $300. When you're trying to dump over 10 grand into that, it's a bit of a tricky process. Anyway, this secondary pick would be good just in cold storage. And I'm willing to put my name behind the fact that over the next 90 days, it'll beat GFAL hands down. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.